And coming to you live from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, it is sectional semifinal basketball here in Division I WIAA boys basketball tournament play. Jason Zaleski here along with the coach Scott Scheuer to my left. And we take a look first at the Appleton North Lightning. Trevor, go ahead. Let's put the bracket up for the folks at home. And let's talk about how Appleton North got here. Had a first round bye as the 2 seed. And then got by Hortonville, 70-41. And then another conference foe, Kimberly, came calling on a regional championship Saturday. And it was a Lightning win, 73-54. So Appleton North comes in. The coach and I were talking about the Lightning coming into this game. They've got 3 1,000-point scorers, a highly regarded sophomore. It's a pretty well put-together team, Coach.
Yes, certainly battle-tested. You mentioned their playoff run so far, and just defeating Kimberly, who might have been, before the tournament started, there were coaches that were talking about Kimberly as the hottest team in the sectional, and obviously being a conference school, they know them very well, and I think it was a 20-point game. So, yeah, they're been preparing for this game and this tournament run since the beginning of the season.
And on the other side of the floor, the Marshfield Tigers pregame coverage brought to us today by All Insurance. Tonight's teams are all in, just like All Insurance Agency is all in on your insurance needs. They're a third-generation family-owned agency, more than 40 years. Combined experience, All Insurance, proudly serving Central Wisconsin as your local independent agency in Marshfield. For the Marshfield Tigers, took care of Appleton West a week ago Friday, 68-47. And then Wausau West, the 11 seed, but we had a conference foe come in, and Marshfield beat Wausau West 3 times this year, including on Championship Saturday, 74-35. Marshfield co-champions with DC Everest out of the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Maybe a little bit of a sigh of relief on the Wausau West side coming back, Coach, but Marshfield's here for the 3rd straight year on a sectional semifinal basketball game.
Yeah, certainly has put together quite a run. Coach Fisher and his staff have done a fantastic job. And, you know, you said Wausau West, but you never want to exhale when you're playing a conference team that you've already played twice, and they know them very well. And, you know, to their credit, they took care of West early, and I think opportunity to play a lot of kids. And you don't get this far in the season and not string together some quality wins. And I think both teams have put together a really, really strong non-conference schedule throughout the year to prepare themselves for this game.
Yeah, and as Scott mentioned, Chris Fisher, the coach of the Marshfield Tigers, Chris Kellett, coach of the Appleton North Lightning. So battle of the Chris's on the sideline. You've played in a sectional semifinal. You've coached a sectional semifinal team, rather. Just tell us about that week of preparation. You win, you get the trophy, you get a big celebration Saturday night, and then you've got to kind of pace these guys, keep them tuned in, but maybe not overwork them without a game until Thursday.
Right. I mean, obviously, you want to celebrate after a win. You don't want to, let your guys know that, okay, this one's over, we're on to the next. You want them to enjoy it because they've worked so hard for that win, but you also want to really emphasize that, this isn't what the end goal was. And they're certainly aware. And like I said before, both teams have multiple seniors who have been in this game, know what the moment is as far as preparation and what they need to do individually and as a team to prepare for the next game, which obviously is the sectional. So I'm sure both staffs looked at that and, it was one practice at a time and really dialed in. And it's not a long, extended practice. It's probably very, specific to what you need to do for this game, and you're only looking at one game at a time. And it's exciting because everybody wants to be at practice and you want to be, with your team, and you certainly don't want it to end.
More talk coming up here in just a minute. Again, tonight's teams are all in, just like All Insurance Agency. More pregame talk right after this on Zaleski Sports.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and Central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware. bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware. Still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Welcome, folks. It's mitten selling season. Who's ready for high quality product, unbeatable service, and bargain prices?
Lazy Boy, do you need a Lazy Boy or two? We have a Lazy Boy for you. We got a Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. Who wants a stressless recliner now? How about stressless sofas? All stressless sectionals now. Do you need new appliances? Gee, Maytag, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Z-Line appliances. Do you need them? We got them today. We have mattresses. Do you need a beauty rest? I know you do. Sold!
Mosey on down to Mittens Furniture, Appliances, and Mattresses now, because when the gavel goes down, these deals are gone.
Again, folks, Jason Zaleski alongside Scott Scheuer here in Stevens Point. You see on your screen action in Kimberly, and that is Kakona and Nina live on Zaleski Sports tonight. The winner here plays that game's winner at a site to be determined on Saturday. And with weather moving in, we've already seen some times come for 1 o'clock on Saturday, a time to be determined. So, but we've got at least 36 minutes of basketball here before we can figure out who's going to be playing on Saturday. I'll turn it back to Scott Scheuer here. You see the Lightning huddle up to our right. What's kind of those final words from Coach before we get lineups and anthem?
I think the last thing that you tell your guys is, trust your preparation individually and as a team. And, every play is important, but if it doesn't go our way, we're on to the next.
Yeah, I talked to Chris. I actually talked to both Chris's before the game. Talked to Chris Kellett about the first 6 minutes of the game, and a lot of coach speaking there, I suppose. But his answer was, we want our guys to get some. I want to see them see the rim, but I also want to see them defend really well, because if we can put some doubt into Marshfield's mind right away from the outside, that might be something good if we can get that accomplished in the first 4 to 6 minutes here of this game. All right, we have PA live right now. We will send it now courtside for tonight's national anthem and starting lineups.
Between the Marshfield Tigers, representing the Wisconsin Valley Conference, and the Appleton North Lightning, members of the Fox Valley Association. The winner of tonight's game advances to the WIAA Sectional Final on Saturday, March 14th. Before we begin today's athletic contest, the Marshfield, Appleton North, and Stevens Point area school districts would like to recognize and thank the dedicated WIAA officials working tonight's athletic contest. During each season, we are reminded just how important interscholastic athletics are to our schools, students, and communities. These opportunities are lifelong memories that would not be possible without the hard work of tonight's officials, who represent the nearly 9,500 registered officials, referees, and umpires across the state of Wisconsin. Please join us in thanking our officials for this evening: Adam Brzezinski, Sager Jackson, and Ben Meyer. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain standing if you are able, and remove your caps as we honor America and those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Marshfield, Appleton North, Stevens Point area in the WIAA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance in interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Basketball fans, let us welcome the visitors on the scoreboard, the Tigers from Marshfield High School. A 6'8" senior, number 1, Chris Pohl. A 5'11" senior, number 2, Nick Hansen. A 6'3" junior, number 3, Camden Colstead. A 6'6" senior, number 10, Better McTaggart. And a 6'7" senior, number 24, Fallon Ramberg. And the Tigers are coached by Chris Fisher. And now let us welcome and introduce the home team on the scoreboard, the Lightning from Appleton North High School. A 5'10" senior, number 1, Will Sweeney. A 6'1" sophomore, number 2, Matthew Rosblowski. A 6'2" senior, number 4, Nathan Ramis. A 6'4" senior, number 5, Frank Hardy. And a 6'6" senior, number 14, Ben Zolowski.
Again, we'll go through those lineups one more time. First for the Marshfield Tigers, Chris Pohl, Nick Hansen, Cam Kolstad, Vetter McTaggart, and Val Ramberg. The Tigers are coached by Chris Fisher. For the Appleton North Lightning, Will Sweeney, Matthew Rospolhowski, Nathan Ramus, Grant Hardy, and Ben Zablowski. Coached, the Appleton North Lightning, coached by Chris Kellett. And I am Jason Zaleski. Trevor and Jackson are to my right. The coach, Scott Scheuer, is to my left. And tip-off moments away. First Choice Credit Union in Marshfield serves anyone who works or lives in Wood, Marathon, Clark, or Portage counties. Make First Choice Credit Union your first choice for loans, as the Marshfield Tigers will possess the ball first here on this Thursday night in Stevens Point. Mid-30s, maybe even now low 30s outside. Pretty pleasant here inside. People worried about the weather. I know nothing about the weather. I just go to where I'm told to go. Here's Ramberg, McTaggart, Kolstad. Now down low is Pohl. He is guarded there by Grant Hardy and turns on Hardy, and Pohl scores. Marshfield scores first, Coach.
Yeah, Appleton started into man-to-man, getting over all the screens. Chris got loose down in the block, and he's very good from 2 feet away.
No doubt about it. He'll enjoy his collegiate basketball career next year at Wyoming.
Marshfield started in man-to-man, and they're switching the screens.
There's Rosplahowski. Outside now is Ramus. Sweeney with it up top. Now Zablowski down low. Zablowski turns on McTaggart, leans in, right hand too strong. He thought he was fouled. The rebound comes away to Ramberg and the Tigers. Here's Ramberg up top. Now McTaggart deep 3 and just off front iron, no good. That's a shooter, Coach, that he can go for 25 when he's hot.
The nice thing about him is that shot's not going to affect him. The next one's going up just as fast. That's what makes him such a good shooter.
And thanks one and all for joining wherever you are, wherever you may be watching from tonight. Now's a great time to tell your friends, live, free, sectional semifinal basketball on Zaleski Sports. This is one of 8 games tonight, as the drive there was stopped. Nathan Ramus partially defended there by McTaggart, and now thrown away as miscommunication between Kolstad and McTaggart up top.
I like the way the officials are already officiating this game early. They're making both teams play off 2 feet. They're not bailing out anybody in the lane. They're making them earn it.
Just got a text from one of Marshfield's finest. They're lining up a Special Olympics basketball game for next week. It's an annual tradition in Marshfield. 3 there off the mark from Ross Plahowski. And I told them, like I did last year, they want me to PA this thing. And I love doing it, love helping out. I said I may have to be in Madison again as Ramberg floats and hits. Val Ramberg gets involved early, and he just texted me right now. Do you know if you have to be in Madison yet? No, Jamie, I do not. Chances are I'll be there, but
I wonder if he's listening to the game.
I'm sure that he is. He likes that. McTaggart from behind just took it out of Will Sweeney's hands. Marshfield leads early, couple minutes off the first half clock. Bounce inside to Ramberg, got past him, stolen away by Ramus.
Yep, Marshfield's 2 baskets have been by both their bigs going inside and just going one-on-one and just making a play.
Up top now, Ramus, inside feed, high off the glass, and that missed the mark for Ross Plahowski. So Marshfield defending well this game's first 3 minutes. And again, I talked to Coach Chris Kellett about his team's first 6 minutes as Pole gets open inside. And what a good start would look like. And Coach, this is not it. This is not what Coach Kellett told me a good start would look like, that they would defend well and they would shoot well. And 0 on the scoreboard so far for the Lightning.
Yeah, right now they have no answer for Chris, just being real strong in the middle.
Missed shot there for Ramus. McTaggart with the rebound. So another one and done for the Lightning. Back come the Tigers. Ramberg up top. He'll take that shot and brick it off back iron over the top of Ramus. A quick 3 that time down. You don't see that a whole lot from this team, but Ramberg thought he had something.
I was a little surprised. Obviously, he has the green light.
3 here from Ross Plahowski. Misses everywhere. Hit the backboard. Marshfield students have a good time with that. Here's Ramberg. Ramus defending him. Screen comes from Pole. And defended really well there by Ross Plahowski. Here is Matthew on the break, and the Lightning are on the board. It's a nice job, Coach, getting the hand in that passing area and able to deflect it.
Yeah, at this level, there's no lazy. It's got to be a direct with that outside hand, and you want to step into your pass. Otherwise, good defenders make you pay, and they did.
Low block Pole. He works on Hardy. Now fading over Hardy and just off front iron, no good.
Now, if I'm Appleton North and I can get my 6'8" guy to fade away in there,
sure.
I think it's an advantage.
Here's Zablowski on the inside, fouled by Ramberg, and they say the foul is on the floor. It looked like it was, and foul is on the floor as we'll take a look at a replay here, Coach, of one of those feeds inside the Pole where we saw Ross Plahowski come out and try to deny, and Pole got behind.
Yeah, he's too big and strong, and he uses his body very, very well. He's got excellent footwork.
So foul on Ramberg. It's our first foul tonight of any kind.
And like I said, teams are going to know their sets. Chris had them ready for that out-of-bounds play. They almost beat him to the spot.
Here's Zablowski. Now hands off to Hardy. Hardy, pump fake, takes Pole downstairs. Kick outside now to Ramus. And Ramus leaves for Zablowski. Nice sharing of the ball there. So Lightning answer back with 4 of their own. Here's Ramberg, quick shot on the outside, that off back iron again. Loose ball comes out. Here comes Sweeney, shot out of a cannon. Blocked from behind by Ramberg. Ball still loose on the floor. It'll be lost off of McTaggart. That was hit by Zablowski. It'll be Lightning basketball. Take a look at the replay here after that missed shot from Ramberg, and you see Will Sweeney just bolt a Lightning, pun intended, down the floor. But Ramberg right there, you got to like the defensive effort from Val Ramberg.
It was great defensive play and as good defensive play on the other end.
You mentioned the defense, Coach. Feed inside to Ross Plahowski and one. Coming into this one, looking at these teams and the schedule, the teams they play, both teams have scored in the 80s. Both teams have scored in the 40s. Both teams have athletes. Both teams have college commits. Where do you find the difference if you're a coach on one side or the other? Where do you find the edge tonight?
That's a great question, especially when you have so many seniors that have played, so many valuable minutes in big games. And it just comes down to now the little things. How are you coming off the screen? how are you setting the screen? Are you still being patient? You know, right now there's been some quick shots on both ends, and the last 2 or 3 possessions, Appleton North has been playing off of 2 feet, and the last one off of 2 feet, they got an and one. Before that, they were playing quick and hoping that the officials would, you know, bail them out.
Chris Pohl stops the 7-0 run from the Lightning. That was capped off by the Rospolhowski three-point play. So Marshfield scores the first 6. Appleton scores the next 7. Pohl answers with a 3.
Well, and that's what makes him so good. You know, they've had a hard time defending him in the post, and then he goes out and he hits a 3.
And we get a foul there on the drive of Ethan Arft. Arft in the game for the first time tonight. We'll take a look at that Chris Pohl 3 again. Pure outside shooter is Chris Pohl. Foul there comes on Ben Jordan. Jordan in the game for the first time tonight. Comes in and picks up a foul on the help defense. So here's Arft to the free throw line. Not able to rattle that one down. Brad Krecklau and Ian Pierce are your rural mutual agents in Marshfield. They offer a full line of insurance products. Contact Brad Krecklau and Ian Pierce at Rural Mutual for a free quote. 0 for 2 goes Ethan.
I don't know if I've seen that this year where they don't put anybody on the free throw line, just the free throw shooter.
Just ready to defend.
And obviously, you know, he missed both free throws, and the chance of a rebound was
3 there off the mark for Cam Kolstad. Rebound comes to the Lightning. Drop pass for Ramus. Ramus and Kolstad stare at each other there. Now move it to the logo. North will run the offense from the right side to the left. Now here's a 3 for Hardy, and Hardy had that jab step inside the three-point line, came back out, couldn't connect on the shot. Back come the Tigers.
really good offense, good look.
Here it is for Jordan up top. Now Pohl, quick defensive feet there from Grant Hardy. Pohl shoots over it anyway, and rebound Will Sweeney. Sweeney leads the attack this time down.
The difference on that one is he got into Chris's legs. Chris has a real quick high release, which makes it really difficult to disrupt.
That goes off the foot of Kolstad, and it'll stay Lightning basketball. 9-7 Marshfield, 7.5 off the first half clock. This will be Ramus to start it.
Very patient offensively, North is.
Confidently patient, right? I mean, they know what they need to do. They know what they're doing. McTaggart with a steal. He knew what he was doing. He came in, got in that passing lane in front of Arft. Kolstad, now to Jordan, back to McTaggart on the wing. Got more good closeouts. You just see the defense from the Lightning on full display here tonight. There's McTaggart up top. Marshfield fans coaching from the bleachers in front of us. Here's Pohl on the inside, and he's fouled from behind. They're going to put that foul on Grant Hardy. It'll be his first.
Chris did a real nice job being disciplined on the other end, not leaving his feet and going straight up. They were able to get a turnover.
So here's Kolstad on the inbound. Looking, trouble, and 5-second call.
Again, what I said before about the coaches knowing you're out of bounds plays.
Yeah.
You know, North knew every movement and obviously got a 5-second call.
So more good defense on display from the Lightning here tonight. They trail by 2. Here it is to Arft. Arft looking now downstairs to Hardy. Hardy, Pohl quickly follows down there, and then here's Rospolhowski, and got fouled by Ben Jordan as he leaned in. Shooting foul is going to send Matthew back to the free throw line. He is 1 of 1 from the stripe here tonight.
That's his second, and he's in there to defend.
Second on Ben Jordan. So already one concern for Marshfield Tigers head coach Chris Fisher.
Yeah, guess I don't think either one of these teams go real deep. So you get one guy in foul trouble, it can disrupt your rotation.
Here's the second from Rospolhowski, the first miss tonight for Matthew. Now 2 of 3. He's got 6.
I think that's North's third miss.
Here's Kolstad all the way to the rack. He beat Ramus and the Lightning defense down. Kolstad scores his first points tonight. Undeterred, Ramus on the bounce. Kolstad looking there. Now Sweeney. Rospolhowski, quick step, Jordan there. Marshfield defense bows up this time down. Ball worked now to this near side, Rospolhowski. Jordan defending him. Now Ramus. Rospolhowski, Jordan cuts off his baseline attempt. Second quarter underway, no shot clock in high school Wisconsin basketball. There would have been a violation here if there was. There isn't. So we play on. Neighbors to the west, Minnesota, enjoy a shot clock. It's their third year already in that state. To great success, all the athletic directors and coaches have told me. So a second reset for the North this time down.
Marshfield doing a real nice job of protecting the lane, not allowing that downhill drive.
And the drive there finally happens, and it's Nathan Ramus, and he'll draw the foul and head to the free throw line. Foul's going to go on veteran McTaggart, his first, team fourth. The scoreboard here has 5 fouls. I'll check that at halftime. Here's Ramus on the first, and it's good. Signs of spring are all around us. Warmer weather, well, there was. It's coming. Tournament basketball on Zaleski Sports, and Shamrock Shakes at McDonald's. Hurry in to your nearest McDonald's restaurant for the one-of-a-kind Shamrock Shake. It's one of my favorite times of spring.
The difference right now is Appleton North missing free throws. I think that's their 4th miss.
It is. They are 3 of 7 from the free throw line. Here's Pole 3 off front iron, no good. Sharp rebound, not able to be handled by Ben Jordan.
I know some look at the scoreboard and it's 5 fouls to 1. The difference is North is really attacking the rim, and they're allowing the officials to make some calls on some attacks instead of settling for outside jumpers.
There's a 3 on the way from Hardy is good, and the Lightning in the lead for the second time tonight. First points tonight for Grant Hardy. 12-11. It's the second 1-point lead tonight for Appleton North. Hansen inside feed now for Pohl. He works there on Arft. Back outside now to McTaggart. McTaggart, tough defense there, put on by Ramus, and now stolen away by Sweeney. Here comes Sweeney, up, under, and good. First bucket tonight for Will Sweeney. That's one of the trio of 1,000-point scorers for these Lightning. 3-point lead now for North. Here's Pohl. Defense collapses there. Ben Jordan up and under, used the rim as a protector. As coaches will tell you early on, that's what the rim's there for.
Yeah, Ben does a real nice job around the basket, rebounding and finishing.
Hardy lost that out of bounds, and turnover back to the Tigers. As we'll see that 3 here from Hardy. He took a couple of screens. Pohl couldn't get through the double screen and left all alone outside. They call those a set play, Coach.
Yes.
Or just a play, right? We're running plays out here. There's nothing drawn up in the sandbox. Not for the Lightning anyway. They're running plays. It'll be the first foul on Will Sweeney tonight. You mentioned the fouls earlier, Coach. These are fouls, the ones that are called. They'd be called in any game, right? You were just pointing out, just so happened that North is creating those opportunities, creating that the Marshall defense to have to react.
Absolutely. It's just the flow of the game. When you're an outside shooting team, you don't create as many opportunities to get fouled. when you go to the basket, play off 2 feet, shot fake, sometimes just contact, officials call that. So no, great, very, very good officiating crew. And like you said, these calls will be called in any game.
Saw Chris Pohl there. He told Ben afterwards, I was expecting you to jump for that pass. Ramus, 3 off the mark. Rebound, Nick Hansen. Chat box is open. I see some of you are enjoying it. I'll take a look during our first timeout and see if you're telling me anything interesting. Pohl set the screen. Hansen couldn't deliver and then taken away by Ramus. They were trying to feed. Jordan was that time inside the Pohl. Here's a pull-up 3. Sweeney, swift.
Yeah, such a mismatch with the point guard guarding Pohl. Was excited to try and get it into him and threw it right to him.
And we got a foul on the inbound. They say Ethan Arft playing just a little bit too tough on that inbound, and foul called on him. His first, team third. 4-point lead for the Lightning. Yeah, in transition, that shooter trailing, Coach, and if you can find him, that's tough.
Every shooter wants to step into a 3.
Yeah. Well, Sweeney did there. He's got 5. McTaggart falls. Here comes Ross Blahowski, and the Lightning will slow it up. 4:40 to play here in the first. That's off the toe of Cam Kolstad, and Ramus will go pick it up. Play called by Grant Hardy. You see his hands in the air calling the play.
Appleton North really does make you defend. Every pass, every possession.
Ross Blahowski takes the screen from Sweeney inside, got it poked away by Jordan, and McTaggart covers, and we're going to get a jump ball. McTaggart continued to cover. You got to give credit there to Nate Ramus, able to get in there and tie him up. Marshfield fans weren't big fans of the call.
Well, he went with 2 hands, and as an official, when you go get the ball with 2 hands and put one on top, one on the bottom, it does look like a jump ball.
Sure. So North again enjoys a 4-point lead, their largest lead here tonight. Pass inside for Sweeney was saved into Hansen. Looks like that may have went out of bounds. Either way, Tigers basketball. Under 4 to play here in the first. Pohl deep 3. No, that rattles in and out, and Hardy with the rebound. And Coach Fisher probably going to talk to his guys about some of the shot selection here in this first half at halftime, I would bet. There's a 3 on the other side. That too strong for Ross Blahowski. And last touched by Hansen. He thought he was pushed from behind by Sweeney. It's going to be Lightning basketball, and Coach Fisher asking the officials for some clarification right now.
Well, and usually the official will say they were both going for the ball.
Yeah, and they were inbound play there to Hardy. He came up short. There's Kolstad. He'll kick it back out to Jordan. Been an extended break for Val Ramberg. Jordan came in for him many minutes ago. Ball knocked loose out of Kolstad's hands. Here come the Lightning. 3-on-3 kick out. Passed up a 3 there, did Ramus. In the corner with it now. Ross Blahowski, corner 3. That was off the mark from the release. Hansen with the rebound. And we're going to timeout Marshfield. Timeout on the floor. You're watching boys basketball playoffs on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Couple of finals tonight. A couple of games start at 6 o'clock. It is Marathon 61-40 over Hurley. They will move on to a state qualifying game on Saturday in Division 4. And in Division 5, the Tigerton Tigers' undefeated season continues as they beat Wabeno Leona 54-41, 28-0. In Division 5 are the Tigerton Tigers. They move to state qualification Saturday. You'll be able to watch both those games live right here on Zaleski Sports. On the inbound, a misfire, more defense from the Lightning, Coach.
Yeah, they put Ramberg back in. I think Coach Fisher was trying to get a little bit more continuity and flow in his offense. And credit to Appleton North, made it real difficult to get the ball in, and they turned it over.
Score is correct on your screen, 17-13, Appleton North. Just over 3 to play here in the first half. A deliberate offensive attack from the Lightning, and Marshfield somewhat cold shooting from the floor here tonight.
That's the issue when you take a quick shot. And
we're going to get a foul. This will be Cam Kolstad with the body as he went for the rebound over Ross Blahowski. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, when you are running offense and it's one pass and a shot, and then you have to go down and play defense for 30 seconds, and you do that consistently, it really wears on you.
Okay, so after the foul on Kolstad, his first. And we'll get another foul. How about an and one? And another and one for Matthew Rosplahowski. Foul goes on Ramberg, his third. That was the foul I was missing. That's why he was on the bench, Coach. I had him only for one. I missed one. Now 3. He'll go back to the bench for the rest of this half. Rosplahowski, 2 of 3 from the free throw line here tonight.
And again, when you have 3 fouls in the first half, you get out of that flow, and it takes you, hopefully, not long in the second half. But
his next chance to get back in the flow will be layup line to start.
Yes.
To start the second half.
And North is pretty relentless on defense. It's nothing easy.
So Ben Jordan back in the game, ball in hand now. Kolstad, corner, McTaggart.
I'm thinking that going back inside to Chris. So far, he's been out on the perimeter.
There he is on the perimeter now. Pohl guarded there by Arft. And the collapsed defense on Pohl. Every time he touches inside now, all the help coming from all angles. And we get a foul on the inside. And Bronx cheer for the Marshfield fans. Second foul on Ethan Arft. I mentioned the chat box was open. People looking for some other game. Yeah, I'm sorry. Too bad. Get in your car and drive over there. They're looking for a game in Burlington. Best of luck. Here it is. McTaggart on the inbound. Overshot it. Pohl picks it up. Easy layup for Chris Pohl. 9 points for Chris Pohl. He's got over half of the Tigers scoring here with just about 2 to play in the half. 5-point game. But again, the way that the Lightning have paced this, it's a little bit more akin to a 9-point game on the scoreboard. Hardy leans in, gets his own rebound. Now he'll kick it out, and Ramus delivers to Rosplahowski. Well, he works hard on the baseline, and it's going to be a foul on Jordan, his third. So 2 Tigers now with 3. So foul trouble along with a deficit on the scoreboard, and 1 and 1 in the bonus now. The Lightning send Rosplahowski back to the free throw line. So I'd mentioned my talk with Chris Kellett before the game. Things perhaps didn't go according to his plan in the first 6 minutes, but they have since.
Yeah, I think he'd be happy with the way they're running offense. They're certainly defending at a high level. I think his concern right now, what he might mention to his guys, is we've got to make free throws. His team shoots the ball way too well to have 4 misses at the free throw line already.
Well, Rosplahowski has picked up the other end of that baggage. He is now 5 of 6 from the free throw line himself. Tigers with more trouble inbounding the ball. Kolstad followed closely by Rosplahowski and get a foul on Matthew called. That'll be the 6th on the Lightning. Next Appleton North foul will send Marshfield to the free throw line. Hiller's is now Ace Hardware and is Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. On the job or in the woods, be ready to fight the winter elements. Check out Hiller's large selection of Milwaukee tools and gear. Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield. McTaggart not on the scorebook yet. I said a couple times this year he's went for 20 plus. I had him in the game at Merrill. He went for more than 30. Pohl was felt he was contacted on the release. Back come the Lightning. Actually, at halftime, I'll look in my book here because I called that game. But McTaggart is 0 now, and that's, I suppose, what matters here tonight anyway. Hardy working. Kolstad blocking. Gets it back. Bounced all the way through the lane. No Tiger there to get a hand on it. Here's Sweeney. Rosplahowski's 3 is good. And Rosplahowski having himself a game here tonight. 12 for Rosplahowski. He's got 12 with the Lightning 25. 10-point lead for North. Tigers have had trouble here scoring. Here's Kolstad underneath. He's able to lay it in. Tigers with 4 points, coach, and without exaggeration, in about the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, offensively, they're got a back screen on that last layup, but other than that, everything's been either a quick shot or it's been really a struggle. And again, Appleton North is playing solid defense. Marshfield just went to a 1-3-1, maybe disrupting whatever set that was called.
And there's the kick from Pohl. No worries there. You make them inbound with now under 6 seconds to play. Coach Kellett very happy. He's going to have his self a lead in the locker room. Wants his team on last shot only. Here's Ramus to inbound, and Sweeney stretch back for it. Here is the shot, and it's a wild one at that. Tigers will not uncork. Shot from the other side, and the first half ends there. Appleton North with the first half lead, 25-17. You're watching Boys Basketball Playoffs on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Next battle, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, set it on faster than ever. If I ever lose, set it on bigger and better. Hitting roller coaster come bigger, bolder, faster. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
And back here in Stevens Point, halftime here between Appleton North and Marshfield. Lightning lead the Tigers 25-17 on our, what do we have here? Our Grassland scoreboard, right, Trevor? Grassland scoreboard. Score over in Kimberly at the half. It is Kaukauna 35, Neenah 18. And again, the winner here plays the winner there. Actually, Neenah may have hit a shot at the buzzer. Well, at any rate, big lead for Kaukauna. Yep, they did give it to him. 35-21. Kaukauna over Neenah at the half. Again, the winners of these games play each other on Saturday. A site and time to be determined for Saturday. You pay attention right here at Zaleski Sports, and we will help guide you to the proper place and time on Saturday. Let's go through some first half scoring here in this one. Thanks to our halftime sponsors, Arts Body Shop, Bruce Orthodontics, Taqueria Monarca, Brown's Bar, Partners Bank, and Hefco Floral. First for the trailing Marshfield Tigers, they are led by Chris Pohl, 9 points. 4 points for Cam Kolstad, 2 for Ben Jordan, and 2 for Val Ramberg. For the Appleton North Lightning, and leading all scorers is Matthew Rospolhowski. Matthew with 12 points in the first half. 5 points for Will Sweeney, 3 points for Grant Hardy, 2 points for Ben Zablowski, and a single-made free throw for Nathan Ramus. 6 of 10 from the free throw line are the Appleton North Lightning. The Marshfield Tigers did not take a free throw in that first half, and so again, all the credit to the Appleton North defense, both on the 17-point output on the Marshfield side and not allowing a Marshfield free throw, playing good defense and being in the right place and just being very impressive here tonight defensively are the Lightning. Rice's More Than Floors of Marshfield. Stop in today for quality window treatments, paint, tile remnants, and quality flooring. Visit the showroom and visit the website. Give Rice's More Than Floors a call right away tomorrow morning. That's what you can do there. Okay, well, that's, I think that's good for now. I'll have some more good thoughts right after this, after we come back on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Let's take you through some other scores on Zaleski Sports. In Division 5, Assumption leads Cochrane Fountain City 29-21. That Division 5 basketball action there. Slinger and Port Washington. It is Slinger 31, Port Washington 16. And what figured to be a close game there, maybe it does tighten up in the second half, but not exactly very close right now at the halftime break. And it is kind of halftime all over the place right now. New Berlin West leads Wauwatosa West 42-35 at half. Bondwell and Kewanee, pretty interesting game there. Bondwell leads Kewanee 35-30. Second half action underway. And winners earlier today, Marathon beat Hurley in Division 4. They move on to state qualifier Saturday. And Tigerton beats Wabeno Leona, they keep their season undefeated due to the Tigers and Tigers. They will play in a state qualifying game on Saturday as well. Second half also brought to us by Valley Communities Credit Union. For 90 years, Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. Local, trusted, strong, Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first. Federally insured by NCUA, Valley Communities Credit Union. Again, all games I just talked about are all live on Zaleski Sports. You can watch those games right alongside this one. It'll be second half when we return on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
As we come back here, there's our starters on the floor for for Appleton North in the second half. Jason Zaleski here, by the way. Scott Shorter to my left. For Appleton North in the second half, Coach, just do what they did in the first half, and they're going to cruise into Saturday. So the story really is Marshfield. What did the Tigers need to do differently than what they did in the first half?
Well, I think they need to move the ball side to side and get North out of position. North has been really strong at defending every action and maybe isolate Chris in the post a little bit more. I think they had some success doing that early and then kind of went away from it. But I think they just need to be a little bit more patient on offense and get North moving side to side.
Again, of note, all five for each side back on the floor to start this half, including for Marshfield, Valen Ramberg with 3 fouls. A couple of guys for Appleton North with 1 foul, so no issues there. But Ramberg 24 in black with 3 to start the second half. Hansen searching for Pohl, couldn't find him because of the fronting defense by Nathan Ramus. 3 for McTaggart is good. First points tonight for veteran McTaggart.
Really important start this half to not necessarily knock down a 3, but make a basket.
Okay, Tigers score first, and here's Hardy back on the other side. No answer there. Long rebound, though, comes down to Ramus. Now inside, Zablowski turning. McTaggart back down with him. Lightning kick it back out. Ross Polhowski. Zone defense here from the Tigers coach.
Well, maybe zone to try and disrupt. Appleton North shoots the ball very well against man. Coach Fisher knows those numbers, and maybe because also he's got guys in foul trouble.
Will Sweeney, how you beat the zone, you shoot over it, right?
And that's one of the things that you always have to be concerned with is those open looks.
Here goes Chris Pohl, strong take.
He's deceptively quick. He puts the ball on the floor so far out ahead of him that first step is long. And Chris is not going to play zone 1 possession. He's going to play probably 3, 4, 5 possessions of zone. And I know that because when I was the head coach, he was my assistant, and he would always tell me, we can't play zone 1 possession. We got to play 4 or 5. So I know, that's what he's thinking.
Ramberg on the top of that 1-3-1, booted that one to Plover. So Lightning back, still with it. Ramus And downstairs, Zablowski left alone. They found the bottom of the 1-3-1.
That's the dilemma that you have when you play against a team that has 4 seniors that really know and understand how to play. Nothing's going to rattle them.
There's McTaggart. Now Ramberg. Ramberg got it poked away by Rosplahowski. McTaggart 3 just off back iron. Hardy with the rebound.
And that's a really good shot from a very good shooter. He just needs a couple of those to go. But like I said, the first one that he kind of missed left doesn't really faze him. He just keeps shooting it.
Hardy. Hand off to Sweeney. Now Zablowski. McTaggart comes out on him. Tigers back in a man defense. The zone lasted about 2.5 minutes.
It's easy to get out of the zone when you don't get a stop. You know, you're in the zone and you just keep giving up buckets. It's like, okay.
Hardy on the shot fake. The slip inside to Zablowski.
And Ramberg couldn't foul. Obviously, he had to just let him score.
10-point lead, largest lead tonight for Appleton North. Pohl, quick trigger, no, off back iron. That'll come out though to Ramberg. Ramberg, kick out now, Hansen. Hansen, drive, inside, left-handed floater, no. Rebound out to Sweeney. Here come the Lightning. Sweeney, kick out to Ramus. Now Hardy. Hardy on the shot fake. To the rack goes Hardy. Grant Hardy all the way, and then gets a steal on the other end. Makes the bucket. Comes back defensively. Doesn't stop Grant Hardy.
And they're going to run some offense. They're not going to take a quick shot unless it's a layup or a wide open 3.
Yeah, there it is. And the Lightning come firing back here in the half. Coach Chris Fisher takes the timeout. Lightning lead by 15 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
It's been a 12-5 start for the Lightning here in the second half. They lead by 15. Wheelers of Marshfield supports the hometown team. Stop at Wheeler's location nearest you and find a new vehicle for spring. Schedule your upcoming service and get an oil change. Wheeler's Chevrolet of Marshfield. The Tigers out of their own timeout, looking for a bucket out of the timeout. There's Ramberg. Ramberg stops, right hand lean, no. Follow is not there either. And then rebound to Rosplahowski. Couple of quality looks there for Val Ramberg.
Yeah, he doesn't miss from that close very often.
Yeah, you got to think all the missed time in this game, just hasn't found his rhythm yet. Here's Sweeney. Now Ramus. Ramus tried to shed Kolstad. Hardy will set a new play for his Lightning. Zablowski inside for Hardy. Pohl with him there. Hardy, a turn. Walled Pohl to sleep, did Grant Hardy. And we get a foul in the backcourt. Coach Kellett applauds the foul. That'll go on Rosplahowski, his second.
They're really making Kolstad work hard, not just to bring it up, but also just to get it in bounds.
You saw the spin there from Hardy. Pohl looked like he figured Hardy was going to kick that back out, and as Pohl was looking to the three-point line, Hardy just spun on his right hip. Easy layup for Grant Hardy.
What North is doing now is they were getting over the screens in the first half, and now they're switching and making sure that they keep Chris on the top side. That time he caught him on the bottom side. He's a really tough matchup inside, and I'm thinking that that's where they need to go a little bit more often and more consistent.
Foul there called on Grant Hardy. He was doing battle underneath with Pohl, and the officials said that was a touch too much. Kolstad bounce into Pohl on the inbound. 13 for Chris Pohl tonight. 15-point lead for the Lightning.
Now they can't keep trading baskets, though. They need stops.
You're right. Yeah, you got to make a difference on the scoreboard, and it starts on the defensive end. Here's Ross Blahowski, got Ramberg up in the air. Who will they call this on, Coach? It's a big foul call coming in here. And it's going to be on Ramberg. So his fourth, and Ramberg will come off. Yep, Jordan comes up right away. That's a problem for sure, Coach, the 4 fouls, but the big problem still remains on that scoreboard, 15 points with Ross Blahowski here shooting a pair. So, in other words, whoever is on the floor for the Tigers got to find a way to overcome a 15-point deficit on such a controlled offensive unit as the Lightning are.
They're going to make you defend every possession, and obviously Ramberg is a volume scorer. He can score in a hurry, and obviously it makes it a lot more difficult when you're sitting on the bench.
So for Marshfield fans at home, you've been known to coach a basketball team. Keep him on the bench until about 7 to play? Does that seem about right?
Well, I think you watch the score. You know, you take a chance.
Go ahead.
You take a chance. If you bring him back now and he does pick up his 5th, then he's out. But sometimes, you lose the flow. Him sitting, and I think, you saw that the last couple possessions where he missed point blank right under the basket. I think, it's hard to sit and come off knowing that you got to be careful then defensively because you got, fouls, and that's why I think he gave up.
And that foul is, the shot is waved off. They're going to call an offensive foul on the screen set by Zablowski. Yeah, we had the advantage here off camera to the left. I saw Coach Chris Fisher likely tell Val just that before he let him sit on the bench, took him down to the corner and told him that, and told him, I still need you tonight. So don't go away.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously he's got 4. He's still eligible. He's got 1 foul to give, but sometimes you play a little different knowing that, you have that 3rd foul and then you pick up that 4th.
Stolen away. Here comes Zablowski and scores it. I thought Kolstad was going to try to foul him there, but that was not the case.
That's what we
9 points.
About.
Sorry, Coach. 9 points in the half for Zablowski. He's got 11 tonight.
You talked about the score, and then trading baskets doesn't cut into that deficit.
Yeah, and the Tigers haven't been able to even trade baskets here in the second half. They just have 7 points here in the half. We were 25-17 at halftime. You can do the math from there.
Here's another 30 seconds of running offense.
Yeah, well, or not. Here's Ross Blahowski.
Unless you get a wide open 3.
Sweeney, offensive rebound. The Lightning making it happen everywhere on the floor here in the second half. Coach Chris Fisher needs another timeout. Lightning ahead big. They lead by 20 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Ruth Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And we need to get
back here in Stevens Point. 20-point lead for the Lightning. Mark April 24th in your calendar. Make plans now to attend the Tigers Booster Club Booster Bash at a new location, River Edge Golf Course. A night of live music, food, raffles, auctions, all to raise funds for Tigers athletics. The Tiger Booster Bash, April 24th. The coach, during that commercial, as Val Ramberg back in the game, but miscommunication there between he and Chris Pohl, the seniors not on the same page. I asked you this coming out of the halftime break. What does Marshfield have to do now? And they're going to have to do something we haven't seen the entire game. It's going to have to be a brand new Tigers team over the final 10.
Well, and North is going to have something to say about that. Just the way they run their offense, they're very calculated. They get to their spots. They throw to that outside hand. And obviously they got seniors who've been here before.
Rospolhowski, dump off to Zablowski. Ramus will kick it back out. Here's Hardy now. He's been the ringmaster. He calls a new play here again.
It makes it real difficult to score in volumes when you have to defend for 30 to 40 seconds every possession.
Rospolhowski had Bob. Jordan was there for it.
And I know you're not going to like this, but they don't have to really be too concerned with the clock.
I don't like it one bit. Here's Rospolhowski, though, and offense still executed well. Here's Ramberg on the trail. First points, second bucket tonight for Val Ramberg. He's got 4.
When you have to defend for 30, 40 seconds and then you give up a layup, knowing that, you got to make up about 20 points.
Ramberg tipped it, kicked out. Rospolhowski, splash. 18 for Matthew Rospolhowski. And as you said, Coach, these seniors getting it done. Rospolhowski, though, just a sophomore. He's the other side of that. And we get a foul on the drive. Okay. Chris Pohl will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Ramus, and we'll take a look at another Security Health Plan instant replay. Rospolhowski just catches it in rhythm, nothing but bottoms.
For the Tigers, number 1, Chris Pohl to shoot 2.
Foul there went on Ramus, his second. So Chris Pohl to the Surf Pro free throw line. First free throws tonight for the Tigers. Call Surf Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Surf Pro like it never happened. That surprised you a bit with 9 to play. First free throws of the night for the Tigers?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, especially when you got, Chris that could go down on the block and really demand the ball, and he's a tough matchup. Right now there's a lot of outside shooting, and when you're shooting ball from the outside and you settle for that, you don't get as many opportunities for officials to call fouls.
Yeah, right. So a combination of things coming together for that. 23-point game, and our fourth quarter is just around the corner. Here's Pohl on the second. The Lightning in full control here as we head to this game's fourth quarter, up by 22.
So they extended a 1-3-1, trying to cause a little problems with their length. The only issue with that is North doesn't have to score. So now you're going to have to chase.
And tip
That's
there.
That's what you want. Just get a piece.
Yep, Kolstad did. That's what the zone can do for you.
You got to score.
Here's Ramberg. Drive cut short on the baseline. Kick out. Jordan all alone. 3. Got it. Ben Jordan hits the 3. Every bucket. I was going to say a much needed 3-point. Every bucket's much needed if you're down by 19. So Lightning will continue to pass this ball around the outside over and around the 1-3-1 zone defense of the Tigers.
And Marshfield's only trying to get a piece. Obviously, they'd like a steal, but if they can just get a deflection like they did last possession, still time.
Inside to Zablowski, and he has done that now a couple times. Found the bottom end of the 1-3-1, and timeout on the floor. Appleton North leads 51-30 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com. At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Lightning lead by 21 here on Zaleski Sports. 7:43 to play in this sectional semifinal. Felker Brothers of Marshfield, a leading manufacturer of stainless steel products, congratulates students across Wisconsin on your accomplishments both on and off the court. Best of luck from Felker Brothers of Marshfield. Pole. Now over to Ramberg. Ramberg takes Hardy, and one for Val Ramberg. So Ramberg with a spark. Is it too late? We shall see. It's a final in girls basketball. The Neillsville Warriors, winners tonight at the state tournament. They are state semifinal winners, 58-31, and they will play for a championship Monday at around, probably be about around 11 o'clock. You can listen live right here on Zaleski Sports. Full highlights of tonight's game of those Warriors and highlights of the championship game all over our Facebook family of channels for your viewing pleasure. So congratulations to the Neillsville Warriors girls basketball team. Bringing home a ball. And the cut from Ross Blahowski, and he's fouled, and that is likely number 5 on the senior, Marshfield senior, Val Ramberg, has just disqualified from tonight's basketball game. So Ramberg will foul out with 6 points here tonight. And Ross Blahowski will shoot a pair of free throws here after Marshfield selects its substitutes. And they will bring in starter Nick Hansen. Ben Jordan already off the bench in the game here tonight. So Ramberg's night is done, and perhaps his high school basketball career at the same time.
You see it quite often when you get into some early foul trouble. You never really get into the flow of the game, and I would say that's what happened to Ramberg tonight.
6 of 9 from the free throw line is Ross Blahowski. Now 7 of 10. 19 points for the sophomore sensation, Matthew Ross Blahowski. 20-point game again, under 7 to play here tonight. Pole, low block. And this Marshfield team was in the lead in a state championship game just about a year ago over Wisconsin Lutheran with 3 to play. They end up losing that game, come home with the silver ball, state runner-ups last year, and are firmly on the ropes here tonight. And way up there by Zablowski. Couldn't quite find the bottom. There's Kolstad. Now McTaggart, and trying to feed it through a needle downstairs to Pole. That did not work. 5:10 to play now. Had to reset our audio mixer. Here's Sweeney to the rack and fouled by McTaggart. And this will be 2 free throws coming for Will Sweeney, his first trip to the free throw line here tonight, which will cause me to tell you about Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools, hydromassage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. Attend the open house on Saturday, March 14th, 11 to 3 at 6th and Central in Marshfield.
I think it's going to be this way the rest of the game. Last 5:04 is going to be layups and free throws.
Yeah, and if you're Appleton North, there's no reason for anything else. Under 5 to play. Again, Lightning well on their way. It's going to cause me to keep an eye on the Kaukauna-Neenah game as Pohl hits from deep. So we'll give you an update on what's going to be Saturday's matchup. Kaukauna leads Neenah 54-37. So 17-point cushion for the Galloping Ghosts, and it looks like Saturday's matchup as it stands now, Appleton North Lightning and Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts for the 3rd time this year, just a trip to state on the line this time. You will watch that game live right here on Zaleski Sports. There's Zablowski, out to Hardy. Hardy cutting Rospolhowski, and the Lightning will reset again. Lightning coach would be happy if they did not shoot the ball again tonight. And why would they, right? 18-point game, no reason to.
No, right now it's going to be layups and free throws. And it's just a matter of when Marshfield's going to foul to put him into bonus.
Well, and Marshfield still with 2 fouls to give. Zablowski open down low. That has happened now for about the 4th time tonight. Events were made for Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Large groups or small, private party space available for your event. Call Nuts Deep for available dates. Jordan, rebound, hands off to Pohl. Pohl layup is good. And 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 3:22 to play. 55-37. Again, the North Lightning enjoy a very nice lead here with just, again, over 3 minutes left to play. At Stratford Plumbing and Heating, your comfort and convenience is top priority. They service all brands, do complete furnace and air conditioning install, professional service, Stratford, Marshfield, and the entire area. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. Today's game also brought to us by Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take a next step, contact Next Step today. All right, talk in the Marshfield huddle, Coach. What are they talking about down there with 18-point deficit?
Well, Coach Fisher's telling them there's still time.
Okay.
But we're going to have to get stops. Get up in the passing lane, go for the ball, but they're going to have to put them on the free throw line fairly quick to stop the clock because North is going to do a great job of running offense. They're going to extend their pressure now, and hopefully they can get a piece of a tip and a deflection. Maybe a steal. Looks like they're trapping.
So no steal, and we have the foul again. They had 2 to give. So that foul on Hansen, his first, and now
Foul on number 2, Nick Hansen, his first, team fifth.
Team foul number 5. So 1 to give. The second foul would put North to the free throw line, which is the other outlet you have. If you can't get a steal, you'll need to see if you can get extra possessions by putting your opponent on the free throw line. But then you risk giving up more points. Here's Rospolhowski, slams it home, and that looks to be the explanation point for the Lightning tonight. The Lightning fans come to their feet. Students begin to feel it on the other side. All decked out in white are the Lightning tonight. Kids, anyway. They've been having a good time over there all night. Marshfield fans, students, just like the guys on the floor, have had a hard time getting going. Jordan, 3, no, and Rospolhowski with the rebound.
North has been a really difficult team to speed up tonight.
They've really just been bulldogs defensively and offensively. Again, just so disciplined. Rospolhowski leaned in. Coach Kellett probably wanted him to kick that back out. Be that as it may, here's Pohl. Turning in the lane, left hand is off, but Chris Pohl will head to the Serve Pro free throw line. Call Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. Kaukauna 58, Neenah 41, 17-point game there with about 2 minutes to play. So we are coming right down the barrel of an all FVA sectional final on Saturday. And that probably shouldn't surprise anybody. Division I, right? State's premier conference, basketball, maybe other sports too. That really shouldn't surprise anybody.
No, I don't think anybody at the beginning of the season, if you'd have said North and Kaukauna, they'd have been surprised.
And we'll see it'll be a 30-second timeout as Matthew Rospolhowski playing like a college senior there, Coach, calling the timeout with possession but headed out of bounds.
Really good heads-up play. Coach Fisher's wondering if he actually had control of the ball before he went out. But obviously he did because they awarded him the timeout.
Tonight's teams are all in, just like All Insurance Agency is all in on your insurance needs. They're a third-generation family-owned agency, more than 40 years combined experience. All Insurance proudly serving Central Wisconsin as your local independent agency in Marshfield. A reminder, I will be on the floor after tonight's game with winning coach and player in our Nasonville Dairy postgame show, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and hear what coach and player have to say about the win, and I will be sure to ask them about the big game coming up on Saturday. Again, state qualifying games on Saturday for the boys, state championship games for the girls. We will have one audio broadcast from the Resch Center in Green Bay. It's Neilsville. Neilsville Warriors playing for a state championship. Their opponent to be determined playing now. But you'll find all that information, all the games on our website, zaleskisports.com. See our live broadcast schedule there tonight, tomorrow, any day. And Kolstad on the poke from behind gets called for the foul. That is foul number 6 with 2:09 to play.
See how quickly they foul if they want to get him in the bonus right away, if they're going to try play a little defense. Looks like they're going to trap.
And North now Zablowski will not take the easy layup. Hardy will and scores it.
Hardy for 2.
With under 2 to play, 20-point game again. Here's Jordan, and he's fouled by Rospolhowski. That'll be his 3rd, and send Ben Jordan to the Serve Pro free throw line. Call Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. Coach, a good time here for me to congratulate Marshfield seniors. And what I really want to tell them, I've called a lot of their games over their career. Been a complete joy calling your games, watching you all play basketball. Nothing but the best of luck in the future for all of you. Chris Pohl, Nick Hansen, Vetter McTaggart, Valen Ramberg, and Ben Jordan, our free throw shooter now. And you as a coach, always tough saying goodbye to the seniors, win or lose, right? Always tough.
Yeah, it's the worst day of the season, knowing that you guys aren't going to be together ever again, this group. But you got to take your hat off to Appleton North.
Oh, yeah, they have owned this game from start to finish. We get a timeout. We'll take a timeout here. 59-41 as folks are getting a little spicy, a little rowdy here in front of us as fans. Go ahead, Trevor. Yeah, we're gonna get a fan ejection, and we show the fan ejections because we disagree with clownish behavior, and well, I thought we were going to get an ejection. But we'll keep an eye on it. I was going to go to commercial, but you come to a basketball game. Gang, this is high school sports, right? We're supposed to be here having a good time, and then there's the ejection now. And we're going to get a double ejection. So we get an ejection, one on each side, and again, we're supposed to be having fun at a high school basketball game. We're supposed to be having fun, and it's a real shame when things turn out like this. So hopefully those two guys get back home. Somebody showed them on camera and tells them, when you go to Saturday's game, could you just act right? All right, so all that is done. Well, you know, some hurt feelings. You know, one side's losing, right? Mom, dad, I don't know if they're moms or dads. I don't know any of those people that got ejected, but you hope they think better of it when they go to the next high school game. You know, we're supposed to be setting a good tone for the kids.
I was just going to say, you know, your role models are your adults, your elders, and sometimes that's not always the case.
Yeah. Zablowski, he'll hand off to Hardy, and the North Lightning will begin to celebrate here in Stevens Point. So that one will be thrown away and then tossed back in. And Sweeney, you know what though, Coach? Lining up by 18 with a minute 24, they are not done playing defense, are they?
No, they are not. Both teams, you know, credit to Marshfield. They are certainly not throwing in the towel. They're still playing hard, and, you know, there's 1:24 on the clock, and they're going to utilize the entire time.
Pole hits on the first. .21 tonight for Chris Pohl's send-off from Marshfield Tigers basketball fame. And again, he will head off, play scholarship basketball at the University of Wyoming next year. Zablowski, another easy bucket for Ben. 17 tonight for Zablowski. He had a three-pointer and all the rest were layups. 7 layups and a three-point bucket. That's pretty good, though. As Coach Kellett's going to empty his bench here on the next dead ball and get his guys a round of applause for all the Lightning fans that are still left here. He'll get it now as Cam Kolstad will commit the foul, and that'll put Grant Hardy to the free throw line.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Appleton North, the way they ran their offense. I thought Marshfield defended really well, really good position, and then obviously, you know, you talked about it earlier in the game about the difference between two evenly balanced teams. You know, Marshfield ran into some foul trouble, took them out of their offensive continuity, and never really got into a rhythm. There were some possessions that were quick shots, and then obviously North comes down and they make you defend for 30, 40 seconds, and they've done that all game.
Grant Hardy hits on the first. And again, Zaleski Sports will be there, and there we don't know where yet. Likely somewhere very near the shores of Lake Winnebago on Saturday, as it's Appleton North and Kaukauna. And a trip to state on the line on Saturday. If you can't get to the gym, we are here for you, as Ross Plahowski checks out for the Lightning. 21 points for the sophomore Ross Plahowski. Veteran McTaggart checks out for the Tigers. He'll end his day with 3. Hardy will finish tonight's game with 11 points. Ben Jordan out of tonight's game for the final time. 6 points for Jordan tonight. Just trying to keep up with all the exits here. Here's Pohl, layup, good. And substitution timeout and a standing ovation for Marshfield Tiger Chris Pohl. I'll add up Chris's points. 24 tonight for Chris Pohl. Cam Kolstad's night comes to an end. He had 4 points tonight. And all reserves on the floor, 30 seconds left here in this one. So again, it'll be Chris Pohl leading all scorers tonight with 24, 21 for Appleton North's Matthew Rospolhowski. Stay tuned to our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. I will be with Appleton North Lightning Chris Kellett, head coach Chris Kellett, and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game. Get their comments on tonight's game and look forward to Saturday's state qualifying game against the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Your final score from Stevens Point. It is Appleton North 63, Marshfield 45. Jason Zaleski here. We'll give the microphone to Marshfield's Scott Scheuer. Last thoughts on tonight's game, Coach.
I thought Appleton North was very disciplined in their offense. I don't think Marshfield was able to speed them up. I think they'll go back and maybe look at, and I'm talking about Marshfield, maybe the inside game. I mean, there's so many things that they did well, and it's always easier to comment after the game to say, we shoulda, coulda, woulda. But two really, really good teams, very well coached. They knew each other's tendencies. North just possession after possession was very solid, defended really well, made it difficult for Marshfield. Very well played game, both ends of the floor for Appleton North, and I thought, Marshfield had a great season. Tonight, North was just better.
I think it's very well said. Coach, thanks for being on with me. It was good seeing you again. Let's do it again real soon, all right?
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, time now for a Nasonville Dairy post-game show. I will head down to the floor, and we will await Coach Chris Kellett and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game right after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Here in our Nasonville Dairy postgame show, Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily, NasonvilleDairy.com. Here with Appleton North Lightning head basketball coach Chris Kellett. Coach, you and I talked before the game. We kind of had a plan for the first 6 minutes. That plan didn't work out, but everything else thereafter did. When did you feel your team was in the flow and had things where they wanted?
We just needed to get a couple possessions where we got good looks at the rim just to get us, kind of calm down. We were pretty tight to start. And you can always tell when we're nervous because we're stationary, we stand still. Once the ball was moving and we were cutting, we were getting some layups, then we kind of blew the cover off it and, come out in the second half, came out hot as well. And anything's possible when you share it like we're capable of.
Came out in the second half, something like a 15-4 run to start the second half. Just what did you tell your guys? How did you help to inspire that type of activity in the second half?
No, we just talked at halftime about keep the ball moving, don't get caught so low. Our big was down low quite a bit. Once we raised him up to the free throw line area, opened up a lot of actions, and we knew we'd get some layups because they'd start having to double and trap and things. And once they did that, got them out of what they do defensively, and benefited us.
They went to a 1-3-1 a couple of times. How did you help guide your guys through that and continue success?
We prepped 1-3-1 quite a bit just because it's a tough matchup. For us defensively because they're so big and long, but for them too, we're quicker. So we figured they'd go zone. They've shown 1-3-1 on a lot of games this year, just out of timeouts, and if they have to catch up as well. So we worked a lot on it. It wasn't fluid right away, but once we got settled down, things worked out for us.
11 of 18 from the free throw line. How many free throws for the guys tomorrow?
Quite a few.
Coach, you got the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts on Saturday. We'll figure out where that is. We'll be there with you. I'll just tell you, congrats on the win tonight. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's bring in our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Matthew Rospolowski. 20, got you for 21 tonight. I think that's pretty good, right? Kind of the same, you got the cheat code there between me and Coach. I mean, you and the guys start out a little slow, a little tight. What did you and the guys tell each other? Like, hey, we got to put it on the gas right now.
So coming into the game, we knew it was going to be a pre-packed game, and we were going to be nervous for sure. After the first 5 minutes and got the nerves out, we were back to playing Appleton North basketball and playing as a team.
Obviously, you watch these guys on film. Tell me about your defensive assignment tonight and how you felt you were prepared for that.
My defensive assignment was number 3. He's kind of like the same player as me. Like I said, Coach said, they're a big, lengthy team. We're so smaller, so we just got to play together, and yeah.
Your dunk in the second half was kind of the capper on it. You slammed that home. What's your thought after that?
Yeah, Coach was telling me to lay it up. I had to dunk it. I mean, I know I can dunk that, so I had to. Yeah. But yeah, it was a great feeling.
I totally agree. I would have done the same thing in that situation. You heard me tell Coach, Kaukauna on Saturday. You know the Ghosts real well. It'll be the third time you played them this year. What do you and the guys think you want to work on tomorrow to get ready for that game?
We already know the team. We played them twice this year, beat them once, lost to them once, so it's going to be a great matchup. But I feel like when we come to that game, nerves get out, we can beat them.
Perfect. I'm going to hand you the microphone. You'll hang on to it. You'll look right up at Trevor. Trevor waved to you right up there. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. You say I'm Matthew Rospolowski and I'm in the house. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Matthew Rospolowski and I'm in the house.
Congratulations on the win. Good luck on Saturday, okay? All right, go get them then. All right, guys, that'll do it from here. Jason Zaleski reporting. Thanks to Scott Scheuer, Trevor on production, Jackson on camera. We will have Saturday's game live on Zaleski Sports, wherever they end up playing it. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll put a note on the website, zaleskisports.com. Have a great night, everybody.